Hi, folks. I'm Richard Friedman, and welcome to another one of my musical cartoons for May 30th, 2024. Today here we have Clarence Thomas in front of the Supreme Court with Justice Samuel Alito and Justice Clarence Thomas, and they're singing the song adapted from Richard's lyrics to All in the Family opening song, Those Were the Days, retitled. Remember? Those were the days. They've set up Archie Bunker and Edith. They sat at the piano, and the introduction to the TV show All in the Family, and they sang, boy, when Glenn Miller played songs that made the hit parade. Guys like us, we had it made. Those were the days. Well, I took that song and I basically rewrote it and retitled it. And I retitled it to Those Were the Trump Days, sung by Supreme Court Justices Samuel Alito and Clarence Thomas. Given Alito on Wednesday refused to recuse himself from cases related to the January 6, 2021 attack. That means he would not withdraw himself because he could be biased in any way, shape, or form because of the certain things that have occurred here with the flags and things like that. So, but he would refuse to recuse himself. So here's the backdrop for that. Refused to recuse himself from cases related to January 6, 2021 attack on the U.S. Capitol. So these flags that he flew, one in his Virginia home and the other in his summer home. Basically, one was an upside down flag that I did a cartoon on, and another was a pine flag to heaven, or something like that, all related to some flags there that were used by the January 6 rioters, symbolic of their cause. So they had those flags, symbolic of the cause for the rioters on January 6, hung from flagpoles of their home, one of their summer home and their two residences, the summer home and the other home. And basically, the New Jersey vacation home and the Virginia home that I suppose that's their main home. So that was two incidents, two different flags, the pine tree flag and the upside down American flag, symbolic of the cause of those people on January 6th that were rioting and basically protesting against the election and were basically going against our democracy of free elections and the people, going against the people's will. And those flags were symbolic of that movement. Stop the Steal, that was the title. Those flags were like Stop the Steal to those rioters. They were symbolic of that. Okay, I'm repeating myself a little bit. Including, so here we go. So given flags that could be associated with the Capitol attack were flown at Alito's Virginia household and New Jersey vacation home, which he blamed his wife for. Now, he said his wife, when it comes to flags, she's the boss. She's the flag boss. She likes lots of flags, all kinds of flags, So she flies them all the time. So this is just two other flags that she flew. No big deal. So that's his position, that she has a right to fly flags, but then again, he is in the highest court of the land, and that, what is that symbolic of? If in fact is that other justices see that as well, and in cases going back and forth, other justices would devalue their opinions, thinking to themselves, on the Supreme Court, it puts a monkey wrench into the whole system of our justice, the highest court. It's a monkey wrench another monkey wrench thrown into our justice system. And that's what it is, basically. Only on the highest court here. Because What justice you think Justice Sotomayor is going to pay any attention to somebody who's flying a flag like that? And he could make sometimes a good argument. I don't want to hear from this guy, So it messes up the whole harmony of the Supreme Court, Makes it look like a condominium association meeting or something like that, Anyway, and Alito's accepted luxury fishing trips. Now Alito went on some luxury fishing trips. Had some nice king crab, and some great steak that he had. Some really really top notch Calbee steak. Those Calbee steaks I read about. It costs like hundreds of dollars. You order that on Amazon, hundreds of dollars for 5 or 6 steaks. Could cost you $300 or $400 for $100 a steak or something like that. Maybe I'm not exaggerating a little bit, but it's pretty in the ballpark. Those are expensive things because they're purebred cows in Japan that brought purebred black cows in Japan, and they're put in with the way they're put together very meticulously, So he had nothing but the best there, and king crabs, and the yachts and stuff like that. And these people, in the case of Alito, that he was one of the wealthy donors, Republican top donors, had a case before the court that he was part of, was part of the decision-making process in the Supreme Court, and he had a case against that, and there he is, sits there, As the things are going, he's saying, boy, that was delicious, those king crabs that I really enjoyed. He was thinking to himself, when he was going over the case, boy, what could I do without those king crabs, or Calbee steaks, So anyway, that's the story there. So again, that's with Alito, and then with Justice Clarence Thomas. You also had here. He also accepted secret luxury yachts and fishing trips, and he also from a major GOP donor, and his wife Virginia, quote Ginny, she was very active with Kevin McCarthy with her with basically when she was sending him those things to tell him to release the Kragan. She would release the Kragan. What she meant was release all the papers and evidence you got to show that Donald Trump won the election. When she said release the Kragan to Kevin McCarthy, and she was communicating with him. So there you have it. So that was his wife. That's Ginny Thomas, is the wife of the Supreme Court Justice Clarence Thomas, doing that stuff. And here he is sitting on the court judging this. And he didn't recuse himself of any of these things. He says, I could, I don't have to listen to Jenny, what she says, you wind up sleeping on the couch. You don't listen to Jenny, Ginny. So anyway, so that's the story. Now, here goes the song. And this is here. I got here Clarence Thomas from the Supreme Court singing it. And here's Justice Samuel Alito. There's the title of the song. There it goes. And I'm going to try my best to get the music going here. Okay. Here we go. Boy, the way Donald Trump built our conservative court today, and October 2020 is recovered from COVID amid dancing to YMCA. Judges like us, we had it made. Those were the Trump days. Didn't need to worry about luxury fishing trips or what we ate. Our Republican billionaire donors paid our king crab and Calbee steak. Gee, their mega yachts were great. Those were the Trump days. And you knew any appointed justices then would be Trump girls and men. Mr. Donald Trump, we could use a vice president like Spiro Agnew again. Student borrowers working with loads of debt, then people seem to be content. Those were the Trump days. Okay, folks, I'm going to play it again and keep my mouth shut, and you just make believe that they're singing the song at you. Okay. Here we go. Spiro Agnew again. All right, folks, I hope you enjoyed this musical presentation of one of my cartoons. And I'd just like to show you, this is my book, my latest book that's available. And you can purchase it on my link from my website, Richard's Books of politicalcartoons.com. And there's a link on that website to Amazon. And I hope you would enjoy it. And or if you decide not to purchase it, you just want to look at some cartoons, you could just go to my website. Again, that's Richard's Books of politicalcartoons.com, and look at the sample cartoons from the book and from my other books from years gone by, and just have a good time. And I would encourage you to take advantage of that. And there it is, my latest book. And I want to tell you, folks, I'm praying that we have a lot of crises going on here with what's going on now with Ukraine. And it's just an enigma. It's a horrible thing there, and with the Gaza, with the Palestinians, and what happened there, all I could think about is that they say, well, okay, we killed two of the top leaders of Hamas, who were in charge, who were in the planners of that horrible thing on October 7th. But look at all the people in the destruction. And I just wondered to myself, without making any judgment at all, what King Solomon or King David would think of this endeavor. And I just leave you with that thought. To anybody who's thinking about that, what would those kings, those great kings of the ancient past think about of this, and what would be their thoughts about it? And that's all I have to say about that. And I hope that we follow through and with our commitment to Ukraine, and give them the victory that they fought so hard to get. I hope they're able to do that, and I hope and pray that one day there'll be peace there. And that's all I have to say about that. And again, God bless you. God bless America. And I'll see you next time, folks. Take care. Bye.